Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mauve, and today we are starting WIP week / finishing projects week. I have to have all my projects finished by Wednesday. Tuesday I have to have 4 of them done and wrapped, so we have to wrap presents as well. I have 4 hats to do, and I have to finish a bag. And it all has to be done technically by Tuesday, because 4 of those are going with us to Bella's physical therapy appointment and getting dropped off with the people that they go to. And then, yeah. The other one just has to be done, put in a box, and shipped out. So, come along with me, I guess. Let's finish that bag first. I'm actually making a TikTok about this, and I started it a long time ago at this point. Over a month ago. It's a Mash Market bag in the color Yuletide. It's green and red and white. Thank you. Thank you. My son handed me magnets. But yeah, that is how far we've gotten. We're just working on the strap now. So I'll have to update my YouTube or my TikTok and then keep going. I started this, I do want to say I started it over a month ago, like maybe early November. And then the last time I worked on it was like 3 weeks ago. And that is because my son dumped juice in it. I was waiting for it to dry. I don't care if it's sticky, it's going to get washed. I don't like to work with wet yarn. It is gross. So, yeah. Let's get this finished. I'm going to update my video for TikTok, and then I'll be right back with some footage of me actually working on it. It is literally just the straps now. I've got 1 row on top of the chains, or I've got almost a row on top of the chains because I'm like right here on this one. I have to get down here. But give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished the bag. Straps are completely done. All my ends are weaved in. And that is the end of the project for my friend. I still have to make 4 more hats. To make 4 hats, and then that's it for Christmas presents. So, but I'll be making those hats tomorrow because it is already 7:30 and I am already ready for bed. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is 9:31 on Monday morning, and you know what that means? I gotta keep going with the presents. I gotta make hats. I have to make 4 hats. I have one that I have to just redo. That's for my son. And then I have 3 to make. So I need to make a red hat, a yellow or blue hat, and a black hat. And then I need to redo the blue hat that I have. One of them is for a child, so I can do that one a little bit shorter than I do the other 3. 3 of them are for children, but one of them is an 8-year-old, so he's got a big head. The other one's 11, so he's got a big head. So I have to make 1 small one and 3 large ones. I think we're going to start with the black because the black works easiest with my machine. And we'll go from there. Give me a minute. Okay, I've got it threaded or started. We're going to start with the black one. Like I said, it's easiest. Big twist goes through my machine really easy. And then we will do probably my son's, which is the one that is messed up and I just have to redo. Let me show you what it looks like, because it drops stitches everywhere. So now we're gonna just go back over, redo the whole thing, because this is bad. Also, my hair is nuts. Don't worry about it, I just woke up. So we're gonna sit here and crank on this and get it done, because I don't know where my drill pieces are. I know where one piece and I know where my drill is, but I don't know where the little in-between piece is. So I'll be here doing this. I'll show you when I'm done. To say I forgot how much work doing this is an understatement. I am now at row 52. I think it's 7 cranks per round, so 1, 2, 3, I've already lost count. Hold on. I'm bad at counting. Okay, we start with it facing me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13 cranks per row. So that's a lot of cranks for 140 rows. Okay, tube 1 is done. I just have to sew up the end, and we'll be done with hat number 1 for my friend's husband. I lost my sewing needle. I have no idea where it's at. But I will grab a new one, and we will start that. I also just started a new anime, Dan to Dan, like D-A-N space D-A space D-A-N. I am only like halfway through the first episode, and boy oh boy is it weird. Yeah. I'm gonna try to finish it. Not the first episode. I'm gonna finish the first episode. I'm gonna try to finish the whole series today, because what else would I be doing with my day? But yeah, let's finish this up and then start on the next one. I'm pretty sure my husband said he used all the tape. That or my son lost it. So this is going in this bag. Don't look at that R, it's terrible. It's for her husband. I'm only going to put their initials on each of their bags, and then I'll tie it up, or I'll tape it up when I find the tape again. But right now, my son is getting into my Pokemon cards right beneath me, and he just started, so I'm going to get him. Okay, next I want to use the rest of this skein. She said that her youngest is undecided, but likes yellow and blue for the most part. This is mostly yellow. And he is a darker skin tone, and I think that the orange would look really well. We'll see if this will make it to 70 rows. If it makes it to 70, then we can do the rest in blue. That way it's reversible. And we will see how that goes. Actually, I'm going to do, I think I had it written down, because he's bell-sized, 120, so we'll do 60 rows. We'll see if 60 rows worth of yarn is here, and then we'll do the blue. So give me a minute. Tube 2 is done. It is only 101 rows. Because I ran out of blue, I ran out of orange. So there's 51 in each color, like almost exactly the same amount. It will be longer once it's not centro shaped, but I'm going to do that after I tie the ends in, because I am not losing what is by far the best blue one I've thrown because, like I said, the other blue one, that's my son's, wherever it went. And it's terrible. And that's the second one I threw on the Centro to begin with. Also, I found my tape, so we can finally pack up R and get that all set, and then we can do that with this one. And yeah. Also, if you buy these bags from Walmart, they're just a little crafty ones. The aglets on the end here are not big enough to keep it from... Oh, now it's gonna, because it's being a butt. They just come out, right? So you gotta tape them down, or else they're not gonna do what they're supposed to do, which is actually hold stuff up. I've lost a couple of straps already because of it, so I just learned to tape them down. So yeah, that's my little tidbit for that. Let me finish up this hat, I'll show you it, and we'll pack it. Also, I am on episode 3 of that anime, and boy oh boy is it weird. But it's great. It's weird. Do not get me wrong, it's weird, but it is great as well. So I will be right back. Alrighty, so that is little man's hat, blue on one side, orange on the other, with the flip. It looks really small, but I just tested it on Belle's head, and Belle's head is bigger than that little guy's, but that little guy has more hair than Belle does. So it should work perfectly well. I'm going to make a bag and put this in it. Give me just a minute, I'll show you. Alright, his bag is done. His little hat goes in. And you can see I got my tape on there, and it is taped down. We're going to take another piece of tape, fold this bag, and tape right across the top. And that is 2 bags done. This will not fit in a bag. I can guarantee it. Those hats barely fit in the bag, and this is much bigger than that. So this has to be wrapped, and that's fine. I'll wrap that later. Right now, I need to go and get my baby up for a nap, and then we'll be back. So, also, I just finished, I think, episode 3. Yeah, I just finished episode 3 of Dan Da Dan, Dan Da Dan, however you pronounce it. And yeah, I'm really appreciating it. I really like it. It's super weird. Just keep that in mind if you decide to watch it. Super weird. But yeah, I will be back in a couple hours for you, just a couple seconds. So I'll see you in a bit. So we are back from our nap. Well, Belle's nap. I was crocheting. We are using Mainstay's red yarn. It was on clearance for $3. It has a decent amount of yarn in it. I made 2 hats with it. 798 yards in this skein of red. I don't like to use this red for these hats because it does the same thing that that blue hat did, which is now on the floor, and I'll have to pick that up. Whatever. Yeah. So this one I just have to watch and make sure that it does well. We're at 10 rows, and so far, nothing. We will see how it goes. I think it's funny because Mainstay's yarn doesn't work in my Centro very well, but just the other day, Passionate Kelsey was saying how Mainstay's works really well in hers, but I have found that Big Twist is the best, but I am having a hard time finding the, big skeins in all the colors at my local Joann's, so I'm gonna have to order them. We've dropped a stitch right here. So I'm gonna get back to this and focus, and I'll see when it's done. Hopefully that's just a trap stitch and not a drop stitch, because I don't want to deal with drop stitches. We won't know until the next round, so. So it's been like a total of maybe 5-10 minutes. And I have a drop stitch here, a drop stitch here, I have a drop stitch here, and one right there. Meaning I have to take this entire thing off and try again. I hate mainstay yarns. Now, what I can do is cry, have a little pick-me-up, or I can go see what kind of red yarn I have upstairs. I don't think I have a lot, especially not size or 4-weight. I have a wool yarn, but since it's for a kid and I don't know if he's allergic to wool, I don't want to use that. Also, it's a size 3 yarn. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Yeah. I have to figure something out because this isn't going to work. And I don't know how I got it to work for 2 hats. But if you remember, I had problems with it before. And that's why I'm surprised that these little things run through really well. But it's not doing it right now. And it's making me mad. So I got to figure something else out. And I don't know what that's going to be. So give me like, for you, just a couple seconds. But I'll be right back because I gotta find a different red yarn. This is driving, you can see them on my little drop stitches. They're making me grumpy. That's my don't want to fix it pile. There's a few down there. Alright, I don't know how it's going to work because it's fuzzy. But we're going to try it. Because, 1, I like this red better anyway. 2, it's the only other red yarn I have. So we're just gonna try. I know it says it doesn't work with thick yarns, but I believe this is a 4-weight. So there's a possibility it works. So there is a core in it. Alright, it's very soft. Let me do some of this and see how it works, because as of right now it seems to be working, but you never know. I left a nice long tail just so that I can really make sure where it's at. We'll see. We'll see how it works. We'll see how long one skein gets us. We're trying to make this to 140 rows, but I don't think it's going to make it that far. Who knows? I'll be back. So far it's working. I just tightened up the bottom, and it looks like a big furry plate. It's very interesting. It's very soft. I don't know how well it's gonna stretch, but it is pretty cool looking. And I don't see, I guess maybe right there, maybe it's weird, but it didn't like tear out, so I'm guessing it's fine, I guess. Let me get farther into it. We are at row 32. We are halfway through episode 4 of Da-Dun Da-Dun. Dun Da-Dun. Not Da-Dun Da-Dun. Dun Da-Dun. Which is how I'm going to pronounce it because it seems more correct. And I don't know why it's called that, but yeah, I'm going to get farther into this. It looks like it's working pretty well. So let's cross some fingers, tap some, knock on some wood, you know, and we'll see when it's done. Bye, guys. Okay, since I found one with the label, it's just yarn plush that I'm using in the color berry. It has 106 yards. I just got through the first skein pretty much. I have like this much left. We're at row 77, which means we can do almost half a hat with this, or just over half. So we are going to take off our yarn label, which was only being held on by a thread. Size 4 yarn. Yeah. So we're gonna continue doing that. So far it looks really good. I am not upset with this in the least. Dollar Tree yarn for the win. Is it a little bit darker red than I was anticipating using for this project? Yes. Does that matter because it's for an 8-year-old? No. His mom just said red. She didn't specify which shade of red. I don't know. Should be fine. We're going to knot it 3 times. And we're going to leave these ends until I find them in here. And then we're going to just make sure that they're tucked in. Undo the thing. 78 rows. And here is the knot. We'll let it go. We had almost enough to do 79 rows. Make sure that those are here. Go one more round just to make sure for sure. I'm gonna do this, I think, a little bit smaller. Well, we'll go to 130 rows and then I'll see about how big it is, and then we will decide if we're gonna do that other 10 rows, just because this is more loose, more soft, if that makes sense. I did already tighten up this end. I'm gonna make sure we bring the yarn through. Gotta figure out a lot of things. So this is the first time I'm using this yarn, but if this is what if this works for this, I'm gonna be using all the yarn that I got for this. I guess we'll do 140 and bind it off, and if I put it on me and it seems too small, because he's got a whole head of hair, like a lot of hair, if it seems too small, we'll make it again and we'll make it a little bit bigger. I think I have 2 more skeins of this yarn, so, and I'm not going to use the whole thing of this one, so I can just start with that. But I'll see you when it's done. Okay? Okay. So, it's technically done. I did accidentally rip off the part that I was sewing, so I'm going to have to do this again. But I'm going to have to add some more, because if it's going to fold, it needs to be longer. And I do have more string, that's not really a problem. It's just, it's very thin. Like, if you see, it's got that, like, almost, it's like there's fur on one side of this, and then it's really thin on the inside, which is fine. Don't mind my hat hair. It came out really nice, very warm. I will just have to, I only got one tie in before it broke off, so it probably won't stay. Well, I could probably, there's no way I'm finding that end. So what if I don't know which end of it is that just broke off. So what if I go like this? It was the beginning end that broke because it just came apart. So I will have to remake this. I'll have to start over. It is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world. And I'll just reattach to this, and I'll go another maybe 10 rounds. I'll probably just go to the end of the skein. Wow, looking down there, it's actually a lot. So we'll do it probably 10, maybe 20. We'll see. We'll see what's there. Give me a little bit. So I used the last of the skein. I re-tied on, whatever. At some point, I don't know how, but this apparently equals out to like 6 rows. I think my counter is going bad. I don't know though. But now we're at 147 rows. Dang, dude. I got the hiccups. So we're going to use this white yarn. We are going to tie off or bind off, whatever. So yeah, I somehow used the rest of the skein that was down there, and it equaled out to just less than an extra 10 from what the original count was, because I definitely went to 140, but there's no way that this little amount is that many rows, you know? So I don't know where the other sets of, or the other rows went, but that's what we have left over from that. So hopefully this is the right size, because otherwise I'm going to have to get another skein of that fluffy red yarn out, and I'd like not to do that. We are going to sew this up. It looks very Christmassy. I could almost make a cowl out of this. Like for children. I don't know. But let's get this done, and I will show you the end result when I'm done. Alrighty. So, I've got it all tied up, right? I haven't stretched it out yet. Nothing. So let's... Oh boy. That's quite long for a hat. Let's put on, though, that is the perfect little brim. So that means this hat is done, and I was able to tie it on both sides like I've been doing. It did break off after the 4th tie, so I'm not too worried. Hopefully this fits in a bag. Let's see. Give me just a second. It fits. If I fold it in half this way and this way, it fits. And I can make that work. So let me tape up the aglets on the inside. Almost out of tape, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm not gonna be able to get tape before tomorrow, I don't think. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to wrap my friend's present. I've got all her other presents wrapped. So I get for only having one thing of tape. I like the little brown bags for Christmas stuff. It's very cute. Put a little heart on there. Because I love them kids. Her husband doesn't get a heart on his, because that would be weird. We've got J&M and R's done. So that means we just have to wrap up that bag and then we are all done. Need to think of where I have more tape, because I don't know. We'll try to wrap it. If I can't wrap it with the amount of tape I have, then I will go find more tape. Okay? You know, I just found out today that, or maybe 2 days ago, that Tony from TL Yarn Crafts is from Detroit, Michigan. I am from Michigan. I didn't know that. And Passionate Kelsey is in Missouri, and I am in Kansas. We're so connected with these artists, and yet, or I guess maybe not connected. Connected might not be the right word, but Tony and I are from the same state. Kelsey is about 6 hours away from me, so that's pretty cool. Like, it would just be cool to meet either of them just accidentally walking around, you know? I don't know. But there is that. We are all done. You didn't see any of it because I forgot to tilt down my camera. But let's label this with a big old fancy L. There. Big fancy L. And with that, we are done with Christmas presents for today. Tomorrow I will do more, whatever. This is all that's left out of 2 full skeins of that red fluffy yarn. And my little vat is quite full. You can barely see any of it because it's all dark, but it is to the brim, if you will. Oh, and I'm just started episode 7 and on Dun Da Dun, and there are 11 episodes, which means I'm almost done. I think I'm gonna save the rest for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again, it's really good, but it's so strange. It is such a strange show. But it's also hilarious. So how can it be 2 things? That's not fair. That seems rude. Because how am I supposed to suggest this? Am I supposed to say, it's really good, but it's really odd at the same time? There's a lot of sexual humor and a lot of jokes about wieners, and it's just, who am I supposed to suggest this anime to? You should watch it. Watch it and let me know what you think about it down in the comments. That's what you can do. That would be super cool. If you're not into anime, let me know what Christmas songs you love, or if you have any holiday traditions. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, it's Tuesday, but just barely. It is 10:48 p.m. I have had a long day, but I didn't want you to think I forgot about you, or to think that I wasn't working today, because I have been. And it's Christmas themed. So, My mom was told this morning that she had a Christmas party to go to tomorrow and that she needed a gift for the gift exchange. So, I made her gifts. Well, some of them, because she's got a few in here. I made this corner to corner. This is in Lily Sugar and Cream Scrub Off in the color cotton or linen. I can't remember exactly, and I don't have the paper anymore, but it's corner to corner. It's a little uneven in shape, but it'll be better as they wash it. And it's got this little hang tag, and then that just gets folded up. I want it folded that way they can see the little drawstring or whatever. This is Red Heart Scrubby and the color Grape Jelly. It is double stranded, it's fuzzy, it is a mitten, so you can use this to like exfoliate or to wash dishes or, you know, whatever they want. It's very heavy. It's a very dense fabric, but that's why I think it'd be really good for like exfoliating, and I might have to make myself one. This is a whole skein of scrubby yarn, which I also don't have the label for, or else I would have like known how much it was. There's a little bit left over, and I use that to sew up the sides. This is just one big long rectangle. It's double this. And then I sewed up the side here and the side here, and so now they've got this tiny little mitt, and those go in there. And then my mom washed and dried this scrubby that I made a while ago. You know, you put it on your hand and you scrub your dishes. I really hate this thing. This was one of the hardest things I've made, and I am not a fan of it. So luckily it's going somewhere else. I was going to make a bag, but I couldn't get the yarn to sit the way that I needed it to make the bags like that I made for my mom and made for my brother-in-law and his wife. So I started knitting a bag. I did not get very far. This is definitely not the size a bag needs to be, so I am now going to turn that into a towel. But it's not going to go in here. I'll probably give it to my mom for a Christmas present. Or I'll sell it. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do with that. But this is what I've got left for yarn. We'll see how far that goes. If it doesn't go very far, then I might switch colors. I might still switch colors, but I also want to do one side blue and then the other side the Emerald Energy color. Hold on, let me go get that real quick. I know where that's at. Okay, so this is Emerald Energy. It's green. Let me turn down the brightness a little bit. It's green and blue and white, which with this blue, hold on. I don't think that made it any easier to see, but with this blue, it can be kind of nice. Or I have Beach Ball Ombre, which she has 2 bags made out of this, so that might actually work better. But I can't tell if those blues are close enough or if they're too far. But this blue is not the same. The blue from the Emerald Energy. So, I think there's about the same amount. So I can do half blue, half beach ball, and then we'd be good to go on that project. But I have to still knit it. I haven't knit in a long time, but it turns out I can knit without looking, which is super fun. Then my mom also made jewelry. Let's get this out real quick, just because I want you guys to see the kind of jewelry that's probably going to end up on my website, because my mom made it. So it's all, my mom's a jewelry person, I not so much. So these are the earrings that she made. They're very sparkly. Let's put those back in the bag. My mom makes nice jewelry. It's not like pony beads or cheap metals. She uses all good metal, very expensive beads, glass beads, and wood beads and stuff like that. I told her she needs to start making her own beads, but she does not want to play with liquid glass, which is fair. Or molten glass, I guess. Wow, she does good work getting these in these little tiny bags. And then she has a snowman necklace that she put together. I don't know if she put together the pendant or if she bought this pendant. It's a little snowman. Let's see. But yeah, it's a little snowman. He's very cute. We'll get him back in his bag as well. And these go with the washcloth and the scrub mitt. And then that is her little Christmas present. And I think it's adorable. I think I'm going to shove some mints in there as well, because she's got them in this cute little bag. And I think I could shove some wintergreen mints down in the bag, I guess. That's so much stuff. They've got a good haul. It's like a whole little bag. So I just wanted to keep you guys updated. I know that today has been not a lot of recording. It's been a very long day. Bella and I were out from like 8:30 to almost 2 o'clock. And then we come home and we took a nap until 4. And then, yeah, it's just kind of been, it's been one of those days. So, yeah. We've got 2 more days of this video, and then it will be posted on Saturday, which, if you're watching this, you're already in the know that it's on Saturday, hopefully, because it's Saturday when it gets posted. But, yeah, I want to say thank you for keeping me, I guess, accountable. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good evening, everyone. It is now Wednesday night. I have a bowl of cold soup. I have a brownie that I made myself today. It's full of chocolate chips. I have my knitting project, which I am almost out of blue yarn for. It is not nearly as long as I wanted it to be, and I accidentally added a stitch right here, but it's okay. Once I'm done with the blue, I'm gonna I might still do this, the Emerald Energy one, because the blue is not exactly the same blue, but I think it's close enough, and I want to make it for a friend of mine, so I'm just gonna go, I probably want to do like another 1.5 of what this blue size is, so I want to add about that much more, and then also double with the Emerald Energy, which I think my friend will love. She's a very green girl. She likes green. I posted my TikTok today about the mesh market bag, which my friend opened yesterday when I gave it to her, and she really loved it. I'm gonna eat my soup, maybe eat my brownie. I mean, I'm definitely gonna eat my brownie, I'm just not gonna eat it right this second. I'm gonna eat my soup. And then we'll finish off the blue, and then I'll eat my brownie. How about that? As a reward for crocheting or knitting almost an entire skein of blue just today, I'll eat my brownie. Also, I am on the last half of the last episode of Dawn to Dawn, and it is absolutely the weirdest show I've ever watched. Yeah.
Now, I'll regret it the rest of my life, so run away with me!
Oh, Tara!
I'm kidding. That's the end? Okay, so I'm not quite done with the blue. I keep forgetting how slow knitting goes versus like other yarn crafts. I finished what Netflix has for Dawn to Dawn as of right now. There's a new episode out tomorrow. New episodes come out Thursdays, so I'll watch that tomorrow if I can. And then I was thinking, what if we sew off or bind off with this last little bit, and then I make one to match in the other color. Instead of doing this big long towel, I have two longer this way towels instead of one long towel this way. Because then I could give her two towels instead of one towel. And then they don't have to technically match because they're two separate towels. I might do that, which is funny because I already attached the other yarn. But we're going to finish off this row, and then I'm going to see how to end knitting, because I've only done it a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure I did it wrong once, because if I remember correctly, it came undone. But while I do all that, I'm also going to be watching Monk because it leaves Netflix soon, and I'm like halfway through it, and I forgot that I was watching it. I also have to finish Supernatural. I never finished that. It got slow, the way it does. So, I'm going to watch Monk, but I'm also going to look up a tutorial on how to end my knitting project. And we'll go from there. Okay? It's its own thing. I took it off. I did it. And I left enough to weave down to this end and tie off, and then clip. And then that's all done. I will say that it was definitely easier than I thought. I did have to sew on or tie on another piece of yarn. I had just like a scrap, because I got, working from this end, got down to here, and I ran out of yarn. And so I had to go and find the one tiny piece of scrap to finish this last part so that I could be done. So, not the worst thing, but that is done. I will leave the end weaving for later, but for a little rag, that's not that bad. Pretty decent size. You can fold it in half, and it's a decent size for like ribbon on stuff. So now I have to, I guess I probably should have counted my stitches, because I don't actually know how many I have on there or how many rows I did. You can definitely see that spot where I accidentally added a stitch. So I counted, there's these little like bottom bumps, and I counted those. There's 48 of them across, so I don't know if that's how many stitches I have or what, but I'm gonna do probably 30 stitches, and then I might do it with a bigger yarn. Hold on, what size needle does this even take? Oh, this takes a 4.5, and I've been doing it with 5s. But I kind of want one that's kind of looser knit, so I might switch to like a 6. Let me see what size these. I have a bunch of little round knitting needles. That is an 8. Do that not make 7s? Or 7's just more? That's a 9. That's an 8. So I've got 2 sets of 8s and a 9 for round. They're like the same size. Why would I have 2 of the same? Well, I guess they're just slightly longer. Okay, well, since these aren't going to work, figured I should probably check to see what size they are anyway. I'm going to start on this. Let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just measure this out. My knitting needles just fell on the floor. Give me just a second. Now I'm going to do the long tail method and just go until I have about this much left. For an actual tail. I'm not going to count because that just makes me confused. This method of putting on stitches really makes my pinky cramp up. This is not how I did it originally either. I used to do like little slip stitches, I guess, and then, not slip stitches, but you know, you would go like this and then you'd put it through here and it'd make these little like half stitches, I guess. I don't know. That's how I was taught how to do it growing up. Oh, and I finally got, I don't know if I already said this already in this video, but I finally got my yarn from Joann's, my Supernova yarn. So I'm excited. That's kind of why I started relearning how to knit, because I want to try knitting apparel. I don't know. Because I know I can crochet most things. The things that I want to crochet, I know I can do it, right? But what if I want to learn how to knit a beanie or knit a sweater or something? I should probably learn how to do that, right? There's nothing wrong with knowing 2 different skill sets. And I am a firm believer in knowing a little bit of both and appreciating both. You can't be a knit snob, you know? Okay, that's just a little bit, but it's better than what I was working with going long ways the other way. I'm gonna just make, I probably should have did more, but I'm just gonna make a little washcloth, quick and easy, and then maybe I make one that's crochet as well. Make a solid granny. I could. But I'm going to work on this, and I'll be back when it's done. I'm 3 rows in. Maybe 4 now. I don't know. No, I think it's 4. It's about 6.5 inches across. I got my little moth here to measure. So we start the 0 there. 5 is on that spot. Okay, with a couple more rows added, it's closer to 7 inches. That can't be right. Hold on. I guess, I don't know. I just work here. I'm gonna do a couple more rows, watch some more Monk, and then I'm gonna go to bed in like 15 minutes, I think. Let me see. I'm not even gonna watch more Monk. I'm probably gonna watch something on good golly, something on YouTube, just because I only have like 15 minutes. But I will see you before I go to bed. I will check in. Okay? So, we are done for the night. This is what we've got so far on the washcloth. This will be done by tomorrow. I do have an appointment to go to, but yeah, I like the way these colors are laying out. I guess knit is better for like stripy yarns or variegated yarns that kind of have a pattern that go one way and the other way, because it makes it more stripy versus more loopy, I guess. I don't know if that's how I want to explain that, but maybe one of these days I will do a comparison between crochet and knit, same size, same whatever. Maybe even in this video, because I do want to make a crochet washcloth for my friend as well. So that's it for tonight. It is 10:35 and I need to go to bed because I have to be up at 6:30 in the morning to drive my husband to work. He actually has to be there at 6:30, which means I have to be up before that. It's going to be a long day. But I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It is Thursday night at like, let's see, 9:36. So if you remember, I got up at 6 a.m., had to drive my husband to work. Turns out he didn't need to be work that early, so we got up for no reason. But, you know, then all day, Belle had an appointment. He had to get shots and blood work done. And then we come home, he took a nap, I took a nap. I just got back from the gym. It was pull day. Pull. Not pole. But I was hungry, so I made myself a burrito. It's got the Walmart Fiesta cheese, 2 slices of rotisserie chicken lunch meat, and 2 eggs, and Cherry Republic salsa. And if you're from Michigan, I'm sure you know Cherry Republic salsa, because they're based up where I'm from, which is the cherry capital of the world. And I've got a protein shake. It's got 2 scoops of protein powder, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter powder, milk, and water. Because I'm not supposed to be drinking a lot of milk, but I have to have some milk or else I will cry. So I'm going to eat this. We're going to get into knitting. I brought some straight needles down because I don't know why. I don't know. I'm going to try to get that washcloth done before I go to bed, but we only have about an hour, so we will see how it goes. So I'm going to eat this. I'll be right back. Okay, so my dinner is done. I got a couple rows done earlier today. It is looking pretty cool. I like the striping. I really do. It looks pretty neat. I am gonna get going on this, watch the new episode of Dawn to Dawn, which I may have already started before telling you I was going to, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna get this working. I'm gonna be downstairs for about an hour. We'll see how much I can get done. Whatever I don't get done tonight will be in the next video. Because this is the last night of the video. So, let's get some done. Okay?
I'll be here by 2 a.m. Promise.
Whoa, you're coming every night?
What the hell? I can't get to sleep. Because of him.
Sulking like a toddler.
Priceless.
I'm done playing! Don't be like that. We were just joking with you.
Totally. Look, I brought a ton of candy. Help yourself.
Whoa, flashback. Oh, these are my fave.
Yeah, go to town.
Go, Momo, get candy.
I got it from the old candy. It's Modafinist. Stay awake, stay alert, stay alive. Stimulating the central nervous system to generate brain activity and tiredness.
Britt? Britt?
What the hell?
Okay, so I finished the newest episode of Dawn to Dawn, and I started Edge of Sleep. I only watched the first episode of that, but we made some progress. I haven't added any stitches. I've been trying to keep my stitches relatively loose. Let me put it on a... But, yeah, that's what that side looks like. Oh my god. This is what this side looks like. There's definitely more white on this side and more blue on... I guess there's an equal amount of blue on both sides. But that is where I'm calling it for the night and for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to check back in next week where I finish off this project and get a final tally, make sure that everything I wanted to make for Christmas is done. And yeah, make sure to check out my website and to leave down in the comments whatever I said before, what favorite Christmas song, favorite Christmas traditions, whatever. Just, tell me what you do for Christmas. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.